Good morning and welcome back after a weekend that was almost a little spring-like at times, wasn't it? And I was very pleased to note that when I stirred on Saturday morning at about 6 o'clock, the sun was already just beginning to peek over the horizon. Spring is on the way. And of course this is an interesting moment in time as we start the new week, because I have good news and I have less good news. The good news is that all being well, this time next week we will be all back here in school. And so this, I sincerely hope, and perhaps you all sincerely hope, is the last time that we will be doing an assembly of this nature for you, many of you, to watch at home. The bad news is, as per government guidance, collective assemblies are still discouraged. So we will henceforth be continuing with some recorded assemblies, certainly up until Easter, that you'll be watching in the classroom. And the great news for you parents is that you get the opportunity to watch them at home also. And who knows, recorded assemblies might be a thing of the future and here to stay. But back to the here and now, we have one or two very important events coming up. Parents, let's stick with you, shall we? In the next 24/48 hours, you will be receiving a communication from the school which will be outlining the proposed return as of next Monday and the arrangements, many of which you will actually be familiar with. But it is perhaps a moment in time to reinforce that, to reinforce expectations, so that when the boys return to school next Monday, we can hit the ground running. And that is a really important moment in time, because we'll be doing a couple of things. One, we'll be seeing how the boys have responded to the remote learning, the online learning, and therefore, yes, we will be doing some sort of assessment, some sort of measurement to see how effective it has been, and if the previous lockdowns are anything to go by, then it will have been extremely successful as long as the boys have engaged with it. And it's a moment where we will do that measurement before feeding back to parents. And as the boys return next week, we very much want to continue to focus on the core curriculum, but we do have a little leeway, and I think it would be a rather good idea to do some writing. So we'll be doing and building into the curriculum handwriting to get back into the swing of things. And we will also be focusing very much on those sorts of subjects for the 4 weeks up until Easter, where perhaps the boys haven't been able to focus as much during the period of remote learning. Things such as drama and music and art and PE. And another important feature of that return is going to be the boys re-establishing friendships. I say continuously that part of the educational experience should be that it is fun. And whilst there will be restrictions still in place and there will be rules to follow, I think next Monday will mark a moment in time where the boys can get back to having a little bit of fun, as well, of course, as engaging in the learning process of a more substantial nature such as maths and English and what have you. So an email will come out in the next 24-48 hours just running through how that process is going to work. Between now and then, we have a couple of things in the pipeline. Mr. Philp has communicated with you all about the Science and Engineering Week, and we have invited pupils to come up with some sort of proposal, scientific, engineering-based experiment, study, and Mr. Philpott said, come on, let's see what you've got. There is a link to a website there with some guidelines, some rules, and really get involved in that. And then I think you are expected to send in your work via a video, and Mr. Philp has given you instructions to do that. And as I say, there is a link that is circulating to a website for more information. That sounds in itself like a bit of fun. This week also on Thursday, of course, it is World Book Day, which we are throwing ourselves into with appropriate vigour. And you will be invited to dress up, whether you be here at school or whether you be at home, in the guise of one of your favourite characters from a book, not a film, and not necessarily a footballer, but a character from a book, one of your favourite books, one of your favourite characters. And we will also be doing a range of activities on Thursday this week, and it will all start with an assembly by Miss Green, assisted by various others, and then I'm sure the absolute highlight of the occasion is going to be the masked reader, and there'll be more information about that later in the week. But we have a number of masked readers, and by the wonders of technology, voices are being distorted, masks imposed and all the rest of it, and you have to guess who the masked reader is, and all will be revealed on Friday of this week. So with the return to school on Monday the 8th very much on the horizon, there is plenty between now and then for us to get our teeth into and to enjoy before we welcome you all back. Have a good week.